Greetings, Cauldron of Weird. It's time for another rock review. We're doing Unbreakable by New Year's Day.
Tight.
So, April 26th, New Year's Day released a new album. This has been a long time in the making. It's almost 4 years since their previous album came out. The previous album, Malevolence, came out in 2015.
I know.
And we went to the tour for that one.
Yup.
So basically, the fans have been waiting a long time for this, and we're here to talk about this album and let you know what we think. Now, full disclosure, it's my favorite band.
Slightly biased, let's say.
So my opinion is going to be very biased. I'm just going to tell you now. But I will try to be as objective as humanly possible in these songs.
Or inhumanly in this case. Or unhuman? Whatever.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Anyway, so let's just jump on into this. So first song, we'll try and skim through the songs that we have already covered on this channel, such as Come For Me.
Very first song.
First song in the album.
Yep.
What a great starting song. Mm-hmm. It's a very good starting song. I could definitely see this being kind of the first song in a set. I thought it was very nice, very heavy.
High energy.
High energy. Very, I guess we were watching something with that. She said it was kind of what she defines as a fight song. Yes. I agree 1,000%. It is definitely a fight song.
Without a doubt. One of the things that Tyler and I noticed, and we did mention this in the react we did for that for the lyric video to that, was it feels a lot like an In This Moment song.
You could tell they've been hanging out, singing songs together, and
singing Kumbaya.
She did say this song is over a year old, though.
well,
Interesting.
they have been on tour for over a year too.
I mean, depends on how long over a year we're talking.
But it could have also
about.
been maybe the bones of it too,
Yeah.
kind of started writing it, and then she was maybe starting to take all those influences
Sure,
on top of there. I
sure.
mean, it's not unusual for songs to evolve.
Yeah.
I really love the breakdown in this song.
Ooh, dirty.
There's going to be some moshing
Nasty.
for that part, especially when they hit like the festivals. I know they're going to be at Louder Than Life this year. Expect that vlog to be coming. I will be going.
But I love the toughness of this song. I love this kind of tougher side of you as a person. And yes, is it saying go out and punch everyone you see? No, but it's
Fight me.
Are you going to? Yes.
if I was going to define this song, it'd be the "Come at Me, Bro" song right here. But I mean, it's very good. It's going to be played
come for
live.
me,
It's going to
say
be
it
great.
to my face when you talk about me. It's just like you say what you say, but you better say it to my face. Let's break stuff.
As The Rock goes right there and just gives you one of those and starts laying down the law. No, it was a great song. Probably one of my favorites in this.
The people's elbow.
Even the people's elbow.
So from there, it jumps into Misunderstood.
This was I think it fits very well, kind of in the very beginning. Like lyrically, it focuses on like self-identification, the feeling of being an outcast. Like lyrically, I think it was one of the more stronger ones, kind of in this album right there. I did really
I could
enjoy
certainly
it.
see that. It was definitely a very good rock song.
And a Hailstorm Influence song.
Well, I mean, they've been touring with Hailstorm. Had been touring with Hailstorm for like a year and a half. So
You were
This is
going to get one
probably-
eventually.
Yeah, you're probably gonna get one, but I like the little like synth bridge too. I was kind of writing some notes and stuff too, like synth bridge right there, really cool. It feels good, feels right for a concert as well too. Right, makes sense in a set. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And Misunderstood. I like the wordplay. I'm a sucker for wordplay stuff like that.
yeah,
so the Misunderstood, it was cool.
sure.
Really cool.
This is a song that for them I could definitely envision getting radio play.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yes.
that's something that's been happening for them more and more frequently. I wouldn't say it's selling out because that's not the right word. It's
Getting noticed.
It's getting noticed, but definitely like tuning your song. I think they're tuning their songs into being able to be played on the radio because one thing I noticed is
There's a few of them in this album for sure.
well, they swore a lot less on this album as opposed to the last album.
Yeah. The last album was just
Staying
full
true.
of
Staying true to the
Fs.
peeps.
So I mean, they definitely swore and come for me, but this is a song that I'm totally gonna see on the radio at some point. Looking at
For sure.
you, the Blitz, and then you're gonna beat it to death because you're the Blitz.
Yep. All right. We love this new song. Play it 86 times in one day.
In 1 hour.
Next one came out last fall.
Yes.
Came out like a couple days before we went and saw Ginger.
Skeletons.
Yeah, Skeletons is a song. One of my favorite things about that song is the piano back verses and like the first half of the song, and then like midway through the second verse, it cuts it into the guitar.
Hard hitting guitar.
Well, it's like it's very soft at the beginning too. Like the contrast of it all. It shouldn't just be all hard rock openings right there. Kind of the softer kind of gets you into it a little bit. Before
Yeah, you need variety in your
need
stuff.
variety. Oh, I mean, can't eat steaks all day right there. Sometimes you got to mix it up a little bit.
Gotta have a
Although
nice-
at the same time, AC/DC, they pretty much made the same album for 40 years.
Well, that's because they didn't try a bell pepper.
What? I don't know what you're talking about, but we're just going to skim
Anyway.
over that. This song sounds like she's trying to be intimate with someone. She's trying to intimately get to know someone.
Opening up in a relationship,
Yeah.
and and bear in mind a lot of this is kind of maybe different stages in a relationship as well too. And this is
Sure.
kind of I think a very good one if you're going to kind of go that route, and that's going to be kind of maybe the essence of an album. But it was really cool. Yeah, you're right. It was opening up in a relationship. Really catchy chorus too. Very catchy. I really like the chorus in this one. They put a lot of emphasis on the choruses. To me, after listening to it, the choruses. A lot of these choruses are very recognizable, very catchy, very lot of focus on too. So I really like this one. Kind of has a really recognizable little what we call it, riff dive. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
really
the-
recognizable. It's just like,
Yeah,
ooh.
when it dives in the main riff, the dun dun dun, like that
Yeah.
that bend is so nice.
Nice little touch, little cherry on top. Yeah, beautiful.
So from Skeletons, we went into Unbreakable, the title track of this song. This album,
And also the song.
and also the song.
And a dirty opening.
Well, yeah, dude.
Well, the opening's actually very soft, though. I don't know if it's necessarily a dirty opening.
It's definitely a more
it
harder.
starts soft and then
yes.
it jumps in.
Yeah.
No, this is I mean we've all listened to it and everything too. At least what I've got down. Again, another kind of self-identifying song from a lyrical standpoint. Kind of the stronger will of you as a being. I like the little string instrumentals in the background. This one is very heavy on chorus repetition.
Yep.
But they utilize it in a way that it gets the point across. There's subtle key changes and everything too to kind of give it some variety as well. But this was really, really nice.
I like that she also, at the beginning at least, sings a lot higher than she normally does.
Kind of in the higher,
It was,
higher
it
vocal
was,
range.
and it was a little more unique sounding for her.
Definitely fits for a concert too.
Oh, yeah.
This song actually kind of made me want to dance a little bit.
Yeah. Get down with your bad self.
A little bit, yeah. And that's not something that happens a whole lot. I don't like dancing. Not my thing.
Dance like everyone's watching.
Oh,
Is that
God.
what-
It's bad.
Give them the worm. People love that shit.
Yeah. If
That's
you-
my go-to.
Is that the go-to? Is that the go-to,
That
really?
and the Running Man.
Oh,
we're like, oh no, and
He's like-
Tori's on the floor
He's
again.
like, I've got them all. I've got the Cabbage Patch. I've got the
sprinkler.
going on.
the lawnmower, the dad lawnmower start.
the dice. Yeah, that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
The monkey.
Oh,
Do the
yeah.
monkey. Yeah. Actually, yeah, because I got Johnny Bravo.
So
on
do you
there.
There
think
it
this is a worthy song for the title track?
I think it's. I think they could have used. There's a number of songs they could have used as a title track.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I think it is definitely near the top. Definitely near the top. That I would say you aren't going to diminish the value of your album. It's a very solid one. Is it the best one? I mean, it's up to your opinion.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think it's solid. I think it's a safe bet.
I also had on here that I had a nice drop.
Nice little drop right there. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So from there is Shut Up. Now
The Experiment.
Now let's be very upfront with you. We did a reaction to it. It's
It didn't go
bad.
well.
It's very bad.
Joke's on you. There were two reactions, and arguably both of them were bad.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did it. We did it twice.
Because we did it for the lyric video for it, and we also did one for the actual music video itself, and neither of them went very well, so you will never see that. So we have heard.
Unless you go to our Patreon, and maybe if we maybe we'll be inclined.
It's just not happening.
There was a lot of American Psycho bullshit in there. But,
yeah, there's a lot of American Psycho, and
which obviously it's like a shot-for-shot remake of American Psycho.
But we talked way too much about it.
Oh, for sure.
Yes, a lot of EDM touch on the song. Very different. Very.
I call this the experiment song of the album.
Yes.
I liked it. I thought it worked out.
I thought it was great.
Definitely not a thing you would do all the time, but every once in a while you sprinkle in.
Yeah, you got like we're saying, variety. Add a couple different things, kind of get the receptiveness of your fans, and see how it feels. And I like the song is a direction that they're gonna go in. To me, it makes sense that they would go more in this direction. I also haven't been listening as much to New Year's Day as you, but to me, from a purely objective, standing on the outside looking in, this makes the most sense, especially if you're going to go the route of more radio play.
Yeah.
I mean, yes and no. I think you really and this was when I heard this song, because this song came out before the album. I was very concerned about the direction of the album itself, and I'll touch on that at the end of this video as to why that was a concern. Because it was really like taking aim at one of the reasons why I really respect New Year's Day.
Sure.
But back to the song itself, considering its style, I think where they placed it, they couldn't have put it in a much better spot.
I think it's perfect.
Oh, yeah.
In the lineup, it's absolutely perfect.
It's in the right spot where it needs to be. Yeah, I think it's great.
I mean, we talked about this, when we did our Shrezzer's album review, which also watch that too. It was fantastic. We talked a lot about these songs, where they're placed in line, and how does it progress through the album? How does it make you feel certain things, and utilizing some of the feelings you had in a previous track and how it carries over to the next one. And I think this one makes absolutely the most sense.
Yeah.
Kind of going Unbreakable and then kind of moving into here. Yeah, It was a great choice. Great choice.
Yeah. We have Done With
Dogs.
You.
Yeah.
Done with dogs today.
Done With You is the next song after that. This is where in my personal opinion, this is where the album starts to pick up a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Hailstorm vibes for me in this song.
Much more Hailstorm influence.
Yeah, and they said that Done With You, they had... I think they said that for this song. I might be mistaken with the placement of that part of the video, but they said that they had someone who wrote with Hailstorm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the producers.
Yep.
Yeah. So if that's the case for this song, then yeah, that would make a ton of sense.
Yeah.
But he also helped make Hailstorm huge. So
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
So
yeah,
it's interesting after Unbreakable, talking about how strong you are. They talk about a song about how vulnerable you are, but I think that's a touch on being strong, though. It's like, because it's sometimes a show of strength to be vulnerable around people.
So we talked about it a little bit and kind of getting our thoughts together, kind of coming to having this nice layout of what we wanted to talk about. And that was my biggest thing right here. It talks about the vulnerability in relationships, and it kind of made me think of, well, okay, if you're trying to tell a story, at least to me, if you were telling a story from the first track all the way to the end, do you talk about the vulnerability that you have at the beginning, so in this case, like in a relationship, as opposed to where now I'm over it and I'm unbreakable, and those things that used to affect me don't affect me anymore. I don't know. That seemed to make the most sense out of me right there. Those two could arguably be kind of flipped around, but I do agree that there is strength in being vulnerable, and it's okay to kind of be succumb to those emotions, and you learn from those things. So you kind of get broken down to be rebuilt, and I think it's a very nice song. I've got other stuff too that talks about all kinds of other stuff, but it was a really lyrically kind of a raw, kind of emotional driven song right there. So it was cool. Yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah.
little slow down on tempo too. It seems to be a lot in this album too. A lot of kind of faster pace, and then right when you're getting to maybe a post chorus, kind of slowing down a little bit too. Nothing feels just like rock all the time. Fast tempo all the time. It was very nice and kind of how it was broken up. Yeah.
Tyler, any thoughts?
Nope, I was done.
Okay.
He's like, sorry, I was thinking about something else. Real quick too, and I wrote this down, and I went. What's your thoughts on a lot of the Ash uses a lot of vocal distortion, kind of a lot of that, when you're emphasizing certain layering, but emphasizing in certain ones where it kind of, it sounds like you distort it and it sounds like it's kind of like not old timey radio, but kind of that kind of feel. What's your thoughts on this? This, to me, I wrote it down because there's
really
quite a few songs that
song.
she uses it in it.
I don't really care as long as it fits the song.
Okay.
Like if it's overwhelming, then there could be a problem.
It's not overwhelming, but it seems to be a pattern in a lot of these songs. And I don't know if it's for variety or if that's kind of just a conscious decision that they go, I like it because it fits the song.
That just might be something the producer wanted to do too, though.
It could be.
So I mean,
I have no idea. I've never written a song.
It's hard.
Written, recorded.
I never done wrote them songs.
or recorded.
Recorded.
I have written plenty of music, and it's not an easy task. So I try to be as little amounts of critical as I can be over songs.
Sure.
Especially when the artist writes them. It's not easy.
Yep.
So, Poltergeist.
A breakup song.
Definitely getting out of a bad relationship song.
Yep.
Very formulaic. Probably, I think, the lowest bar on the album.
Yeah.
If
my least favorite.
If we had to put a kind of a hierarchy of what was our favorite and least favorite, this is probably somewhere near the bottom right there. It was very simplistic. I mean, almost too simplistic. I mean, even like you said, the formula, the rhythm, the words are hard. The rhythm was very formula driven. It was very simple, almost too simple considering what we had just heard up until this point.
Yeah.
So to me, it just you can't have all tens in every song right there.
Yeah.
But so that's fine.
I mean, you can. It's just very rarely do
for God's
bands
sakes,
write
there's
perfect
12
albums.
songs in this too. So
yeah, I mean, very rarely do bands write perfect albums. So
yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, it's not a bad song. I don't think it's a bad song by any means. I just think I've heard better from them.
Yeah. It was very I mean we've heard the same kind of style of song right there. It was supposed to be very lyrically driven, but we can also see that other bands have made stuff very similar to this standpoint. So
So we'll just try not to dwell on that and we'll move on to Break My Body.
Basically, we're gonna ghost out of this.
Here we go. I
Okay.
got some stuff for this.
Poltergeist.
Yeah, we totally ghosted out of that. Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Break My Body.
This is your arm punching, head banging song.
This is another one that made me want to dance.
Yeah. This is the one like halfway through your set, and if you notice, like everybody's tired and starting to calm down a little bit because they've been like going hard. This is just gonna get them right back into there.
Get your asses up! What are you doing out there? Yeah.
You thought we were done?
Ignoring the fact that we have pre-planned sets, so
doesn't matter.
There was many people who came into the decisions of the song layout right here, and you guys are doing nothing on your part.
Exactly.
To me. Let me just say this now. I know we just said Poltergeist is probably one, but also the singles themselves. As I do like the singles, but they don't really, resonate with me as hard as the second half of this album does.
Sure.
So this is really where all the true fun of this album starts, where things start to get rowdy and awesome and just really hard hitting.
Right.
Violent.
I'd agree with that.
Let me ask you what you think of this, Tyler. You've heard Scream, their song Scream. Do you think this song is an extension of that song?
Could be. Sounds like it.
It certainly sounds like it to me.
I was waiting for her to say I wanted you to hear you scream, but it wasn't there. Whatever. Then that would have been 2 on the nose, I guess.
Probably.
I mean, don't stop till the night is through. I mean,
don't stop till you get it out your mouth. Oh, sorry.
Wrong.
Wait,
Wrong
What?
thing.
Oh.
What have you done?
I had something else.
The whole thing's ruined. We're done.
I know. It was really funny. It was really fun listening to this song and from a lyrical standpoint. I mean, it is very lustful, like very burning desire, burning.
Someone's gonna have a good night.
I mean, I guess when I was listening to it and kind of getting kind of really understanding the song. I mean, it's very on the nose, but I guess to me, tying it in with the rest of this album, you talk about in relationships like the good times and the temperature and the heat and the everything kind of in that relationship. Mm-hmm. But with that is also backlash. There's also burning so bright. Candle that burns twice as bright only lasts half as long. Sometimes it's too hot and intense. I mean, that's the word I'm trying to describe. It's very intense. And I think if you look at it from the other songs in this album, it kind of makes sense to it. But you can also listen to this song just one right here and be like, "Yep, that's the one right there for me." So I kind of looked at it as its whole piece. Fits very well in the album. You can't talk about all the bad things or the things that make you stronger in a relationship without maybe some of the good things as well.
Sure.
In this case, it's kind of more physical, but that kind of stuff.
That can be a good thing.
Yeah.
All right then.
That could not have sounded worse from me.
Good job, Corey.
Yeah, that was good right there.
We're sorry, not sorry.
You horn dog.
Speaking of being sorry, not sorry.
# sorry, not sorry.
Next song is Sorry Not Sorry. What a contrast between Break My Body and this one, though.
Yeah.
What a resounding contrast. It's another fierce breakup song. This one has more of a sticking to your guns and knowing that someone isn't good for you.
Yep.
Yes. It like I wrote down right here. It's like burn down every bridge I built you, buried all the promises alive, talking about like walking away. And you're right. Sometimes with that intensity comes that you're using the fires and the intenseness of that relationship could also cause those bridges to be burned and severed ties. And it was really, really cool. Listening them back to back made a lot of sense. And it was a really, really cool song. I like the little like kind of EDM drums kind of going on in the background. It was kind of maybe more limited to the chorus right there, but there's kind of seems to be in these songs a little more of using, I guess, electronic means, other kind of drums and synths and stuff like that. So
it's probably just the way they're processing the drums that's making it do that.
I like it.
It's not a bad experience.
I like it. It's not heavy. It's subtle, and I like it. I could dig it.
I mean, I'm all for it.
Yep. I like her. I got down here too. Layering vocals. There's a lot of it going on in this album right over here, but Ash does a very good job in harmonizing when the time comes in the song to give you kind of these different feelings. And this was a very good song that she used those layerings to better the quality of the song.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry, but I like it.
I like it a lot. So from then, we go into My Monsters.
Mm-hmm.
This song is very interesting to me. Very, very interesting to me. It hits in a lot of spots that resonated well with me. And I think this is, I created a monster inside of my head. Like, fighting with
the voices inside of my head. Okay, sorry.
Stop!
That's a different monster.
But that's not fair.
Bieber Rexha wrote that.
Yeah. It comes full circle.
Boom.
Just so you know, Eminem and Rihanna did not write that. That was all Bieber Rexha. Look it up.
They just sang it.
He just goes, I love it. That's how he ends the conversation. Look it up.
Seriously, Google it. It's true. Anyway, but it's all about dealing with your own personal demons, your own monsters, whether or not they are of your own creation.
Yes.
And we've touched on this in a few videos and reactions we've done. What's the Bro Drop song?
Teeny weeny.
Not teeny.
I'm dealing with my own monsters or lack thereof.
I hate you all.
Asked.
I think it's this chair that causes the hatred from Brian.
It seeps in there.
God, no.
The last song on the album?
Yes, I think.
We're not talking Sleep It Away, but the actual...
Not Sleep It Away. It's...
Hatred is a disease.
Thank you.
Yeah,
God, I don't know why I can't remember that.
Okay.
So we touched on that, or, it's about
Hate is a disease. Yeah.
dealing with depression and anxiety or whatever your inner demons and turmoil may be. You know, and I myself do have some of those issues, especially anxiety. It hit home.
This I think this is going to be a song that's going to resonate with a lot of people for sure,
Especially inside of like fan bases like this.
Yeah, it's a very captivating song. It knows. I mean, they know their audience, and they know what a lot of their audience is going to like, and kind of have an understanding
Or going through.
and going through. And this is exactly it. You know, some of the things are. I'm stronger than my monsters. That was kind of one of the lines. I created the demons I once believed in. This is one of those ones that it's not relationship focused, but it's very internalized of maybe things that you can't control.
Yeah.
And this is kind of recognizing. Like you said, the anxiety and things that I don't like about myself, and recognizing those things. I got the sound too. We talked about it here. When I was listening to the song, it reminded me a lot of Linkin Park's Meteora, using kind of what term did we use? Kind of like a using like an off key synth, or using it in the backing to kind of give it some of that. I guess different droning sound to it.
Yes.
And I am a sucker for that. I love that. And this is arguably one of my favorite songs in this.
And we'll touch a little further on that for the next song too.
Tight.
Yeah.
Tyler, did you have anything to say about My Monster?
No, let me see.
I got my notes.
Nope, you already covered it.
Yeah, okay.
Tight.
But I love this song. I love this
It's a good
song.
one.
It's a really good
I think if
song.
you were going to take a poll of what the fan base is going to like, I think this is going to rate really high up there.
Yeah.
Probably
Could be number one.
Probably.
It could be number one on it. Yeah.
Nocturnal,
My personal favorite.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
My personal favorite song.
Without a doubt, my favorite song on this album.
So much fun. It's
I
got
mean, it's-
high energy. It's fun and spooky.
Yeah, it's very spooky. It's got a lot of like motionless and white, like keyboard synth.
People
feel.
like the spooky.
It's
Like to be
got a
spooked.
lot of that like Linkin Park style synth backings to
Yeah.
it. Lots of distortion on the instrumentals, and I think that
Just like my life.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
For better or worse.
Well, I liked this because, yes, instrumentally, it has all the things that we really like. I really like the lyrical content of this right here. This kind of, I wrote down like feral nature of what it
yeah.
is to be human. You know, like, yes, you can imply it from a
Down to the bare bones.
Well, maybe from a sexual manner, you can identify with this right over here, but kind of more so the human nature and I guess in this case nocturnal. You know, this changing from maybe what is supposed to be prim and proper to a darker being in this case, and kind of the person of the night, the prowler. It was really, really nicely done. There's a lot of things you can take from it, and instrumentally it's phenomenal. I mean, really fun. Meow. I just wanted to look at his face. He's like, It's like a werewolf.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I was thinking.
That's whenever you think of nocturnal, I usually think of werewolves right there, and so it's
Just hunting people
I
down.
think vampires.
carnal. Yeah,
I think vampires.
vampires.
Either way,
Very-
still hunting people.
Listen to them, children of the night. Love that line.
What beautiful music they make.
It's just what music they make, not what beautiful music.
Well, I see it different.
I survived. Final song on the album, closeout song. To me, this song is about dealing with what life throws at you and coming out stronger, a stronger, better person.
Some would say harder, better, faster, stronger.
Stop it,
Whoa. Hang on. now.
Kanye.
That's not Kanye. It's Daft Punk.
He used it in a song, didn't he?
He did once.
Okay.
It was garbage.
Okay, I stand with what I said.
Okay.
Oh, all right then.
So it's a very strong closing song for the album.
It makes sense.
It's a very strong closing song. I feel like there's a lot of albums though that do that. Close with a song that's about coming out better and stronger. And
It's progressing in a way that's supposed to tell a story and drive emotion. Nobody wants to listen to the last song of an album feeling worse. they want to feel
Unless they're listening
better.
to a Bright Eyes album.
Well, there's a couple I can think of that's arguably kind of fits in that, but for me, I wrote it's like, again, using kind of your strength, your internal strength. You fought to live more, and parts of you die. There's a lot of contrast of because certain things dying, you become better. Kind of the evolution and
well, it's implied that you would come out worse for where starting the album than you would at the end of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
They're giving you all these songs right here, all these
build you
tracks
back up.
to build you. Yeah, again, I can wallow in my own self-pity right here, but when you're listening to a song talking about using your strength and using what makes you and all these things, it makes you feel better. But sure. I thought it was a very nice, solid closer. A little more emphasis on drums as well too, the kind of the percussion, which kind of, I guess, fits for that emotion that they're trying to drive.
If you're trying to pull out a raw feeling of strength, you want that rhythmic power behind it. So
power and drums, man, and it's the power of percussion. Yeah.
So, gentlemen, final verdict. What's your score out of 10? Goddamn is still on the table.
Goddamn is still on the table, man.
Let's see.
Oh boy. I guess in listening to it, there's to me, I think what maybe lowers the score just a little bit for me is that there is a lot of relationship stuff, a lot of hurt, a lot of heartache right here. Basically, when we were getting our notes together right here, my big thing was this is a fantastic breakup song because it talks about, fuck that other person right there. They caused me a lot of heartache. Yes, there was good times, but there's a lot of bad times right here. And you know what? I am gonna get out of the muck, and I'm gonna lift myself by my bootstraps, and I'm gonna do all this other stuff right here. So it takes you through all those motions and gets you feeling better. Now, having said that, I'm a sucker for like very abstract thought and very outside the mold right over there. So to me, it felt a little bit repetitive in terms of what the core focus of each song was. That doesn't mean it is necessarily bad, but it was kind of constantly hitting that point over and over. Apart from that, instrumentally, I thought it was phenomenal. I love the evolution of it. Some songs a little more EDM style, but there's still some hard rock songs too that kind of just get your head bouncing and kind of fist pumping. So I think I'm gonna go. Oh my God, scores. I think I'm gonna go Night. Can I do spoilers for anything? You know what? Fuck it. Why not? I'm gonna go 9 Arya Starks killing the Night King out of 10.
Ooh. I mean, it already happened a week ago, so
yeah.
If you don't know now, it's over.
Yeah, the internet spoiled it for me anyway.
Yeah, there you go.
Like just creeping up from behind you, just bah!
Yeah, everyone.
Everyone
and their mother don't spoil Endgame, but everyone their fucking mom spoiled Game of Thrones for me. It's like
I could ruin Endgame for you too, but
that's fine.
It was already ruined for him.
Yeah, good point. But no.
Speaking of which, I'll do that in mine.
So I think this is a very, very solid song. I've listened to singles of New Year's Day. I've not listened to an album in its totality, and I'd say this is a very, very strong album right here. A really good one if you wanted to introduce someone to them. I think it would. You probably have a different.
No, there are core fans who I know who think that this is one of their least favorites.
And that's the point I'm trying to make at is it's probably different for someone that's listened to them for many years. But I would say for purely, if I picked this up off here or my friend recommended it to me, they're going to say, will I be satisfied with it? I would say absolutely yes. You will be satisfied. It is a very good album.
Tyler?
Well, all right then. I don't know if I can go after that.
Well,
you can still spoil Endgame right there. Just whatever you're feeling.
I'm going to do it. Okay. As far as I have been listening to this group for a couple of years now.
Yeah, you got a different viewpoint than me. Yeah.
He's always insistent. Thanks.
Me.
It's like every time we're in the car, he throws it on it right there.
Dude,
pretty much.
It's every time we go on a trip for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So I see it as a evolution, a natural progression. Some people might not see it like that, but that's what I got out of this. Is they're still growing as a group. Oh, I've hit that. That's not.
Yeah,
they're growing as a group and as musicians. I like the direction they're going in. I think the experimentation with the EDM is working to their advantage, not taking away from anything.
Sure.
Other people may disagree with me. Whatever, it's my opinion. I don't care.
Speaking like a true YouTuber. All right.
So there we go. As far as the album, I thought it was fantastic. I want to go listen to it immediately again. when we're done.
It's a very good
It's good.
album.
So, as far as my score, I think I'm going to give it 9 Captain America with Thor's hammer beating up Thanos with his shield out of 10.
As he says, Avengers Assemble.
Yeah, exactly. That was by far like the if this album gets you to stand up and punch things, so will that score.
I love it.
So, I really do love this album. I really do love it. I've listened to every piece of material that this band has released.
We are aware.
Yeah,
From
we know.
their
we know.
first EP to their first full-length album when they were very pop-punk in nature to, which was, I think that album was My Dear, to The Mechanical Heart, to Victim to Villain, to the Epidemic EP, to Malevolence, to now. So...
Wow, he's not a poser. That was pretty good.
He's not. He knows them all.
Yeah.
So this is going to sound weird when I say it. It's not my favorite album from them. It's not the worst that they've done. I don't think any of their music is
Okay.
I don't think any of their music that they've done is inherently bad. I think that they've changed a lot over the years.
Okay.
One of the things that, and this is what I want to touch on, is that one of my favorite things about this band is that they buck a lot of trends of rock bands. So Hailstone, for example, with their early albums, Tyler, you know that they were a lot harder then than they are now.
Oh.
They went
That's why I
way
came to love
harder.
them when I first got into it. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
But as they've gotten softer. That is the exact opposite thing New Year's Day has done.
Interesting.
They've gone harder with each progressing album. Like the riffs hit harder, the breakdowns punch more. There's more emphasis on the drums as they go.
Ash is screaming more.
Ash is screaming more in these
love
albums. It's going for your throat more. It's like no, we are more metal inspired than rock. I need you, and you need to take note of that.
Okay.
I love that about them. That's why they're my favorite band, because instead of doing the standard thing that every single rock and metal band does, they're like, no, we're going to do the other thing.
Well,
We're going to do what we want instead.
Well, and I think it holds true too that the band that starts off harder starts to get softer because maybe they're trying to capture a certain audience or something like that. So,
Right.
You know, and it's just the way they evolve. But really interesting that they do the opposite, and people are totally on. Well, no, you're not totally on board, but people are more on board. You know?
And I
As opposed to losing your fan base, you're really growing.
And I hinted at it already that I'm not going to give this a perfect score because I don't think it deserves a perfect score. I'm not saying it's a bad album, because it's not. It's a very, very, very good album. I think a 9.5 out of 10 is a very, very reasonable.
9.5 what's?
9.5 Jose Mangan axe
Oh,
murder.
Whoa. Alrighty.
Watch Shut Up, you'll understand what I mean.
That was perfect, by the way. That was so perfect.
You went for it.
9.5 listenings of Huey Lewis in the News.
Ooh.
And it's got this hot new sound. Hey, Paul!
Yeah.
I got it out of my system. But no, I love this album. It's fantastic. The only album I think that's going to rank higher, in my personal opinion, is Victim to Villain. That album, especially considering, and this is going to be completely from a personal standpoint, what I was going through at the time it came out, every single song resonated with me.
And I think for some people, like a lot of these songs are going to resonate with them, that's what the point of these things are, so that you can have this shared meaning, and through the songs can help you grow as a person and get you through tough times and everything. Like, that is the biggest thing for why music is just so powerful, is that in especially when it comes to bands. Like, if you ever go to a meet and greet, it's amazing how many people are just like, thank you for this, because you
did this
pulled
for
me
me
through. This song was right here. It'll always hold a special place in my heart.
I've done it with them. I've done it with Trivium. I mean, I haven't quite done it with AC/DC, but that's a different issue.
Right back to AC/DC. All right.
Oh, right.
I mean, they're still my third favorite band,
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah, I mean it's.
But I think everyone who listens to this album is going to take something from it, and then it's going to apply to what's going on in their situation.
Exactly.
Without a doubt, and I think that's what's beautiful about it.
Well, we've gone very long on this, so we're going to wrap this up now. And thank you, everyone, so much for watching. Let us know what you think below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are there parts that you think they could have done better? I mean, I want to know what your thoughts are. Also, if you think there are certain albums that we should review, let us know.
Yep.
Maybe I'd be down with it.
We've got a question and answer session coming up soon. I can't talk anymore.
Q&A
session coming up soon. Leave us your questions in the comment section below. Leave us a like. Hit the subscribe.
Subscribe over here.
Hit the subscribe button. Ring the bell. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
I'll be the same.